Hey guys, so we are actually doing a portrait session, not really a portrait session, but a business card session. So I'm going to show you a little bit about my setup here. We had a an office building with lots of windows, not a very attractive building, and the corporate office wanted them to have the building in the background. Well, we deemed it almost impossible to do it in front of their building. So what we did was we came over to the school that's right next door to their office building, and we're going to be doing their business cards here. So let me show you a little bit about what we've got. It's not a very typical office park type scenario. The building behind me, as you can see, it had a stripe. So we really didn't want to do that because the stripe would be going through the business card right about their neck area. So that was unusable, that building there. So in the background, you can kind of see a little bit about the buildings that the office was in. So we didn't really want a foresty type session. So what we're doing is we're going to use this back white wall and using that for our background. So what I'm using today is a one light setup. So we have this one here. The fill is actually going to be the light in the background, so we actually have some fill there, and we also have some fill that's going to come off of these white bricks as well. I'm also using a stand here so that we can have them put their hands on here. It just makes it a little bit more easy, more natural posing to have a place to put their hands. So that was really important to be able to do that. It just makes a big difference in portraits when you're doing, that either neck up or kind of a half shot. So we definitely wanted to have something for them to place their hands on. I am going to have them standing for these. We're not going to have a stool. So not typical studio type stuff, but kind of a little bit of a studio. I am going to use the tripod today to make sure that we're really nice, crisp, and clear. My settings right now are going to be 1/80th of a second at 4.5. I might actually take that up to 8. What I wanted was to blur back this cement, and I have the capability to go down to 1.4 with this lens. It's the 85mm portrait lens from Nikon, which is an amazing prime lens. It works really, really well for portraits, and so that's kind of what we're doing there. We are using a 2 flash setup, so I'm using 2 strobes, and they are going to be set up through a soft umbrella to make that light a little bit more softer. It is a traditional light source. I find that the umbrellas really do work really well for that type of thing. Using 2 strobes, it gives me the power to kind of overrule the light that's in the background a little bit more, so I can kind of control that lighting a little bit more with that much power. So that is today's setup. We've got an entire office to do, so we'll be here for a little while, but I'm not expecting it to be a really long session. I'm anticipating about 10 to 12 shots per person, getting a couple of different angles and a couple of different poses, so that we have some kind of consistency going on amongst all of them, but where we can kind of work with different people. If we need to, depending on people, we may shoot down into the headshot a little bit more for some people if they're overweight, so that's an option that we can do, and in that case we would actually have them probably sitting instead of standing, so that I can kind of get that angle a little bit higher above them. I probably should have brought a stepping stool just to kind of be able to do that without having to have them sit, but this will work for now. So that's what we're doing today.